Alrighty, just getting set up for a Lama Lab Live. No hunt for the wheels tonight. We have work to do. I have a power meter. I need some more data, even though I've already got some data from today. I need more data. And then we'll run through what it's all about. So tonight's stream is all about me jumping on here once I pair up my heart rate monitor again. I'll run you through the Lama Lab Test protocol. If you aren't familiar with that, it's what I use to test trainers, power meters, responsiveness, accuracy. Tonight we're looking just at accuracy of a power meter. I'm using the Elite Direto. Just trying to resize this strap. Last night I had it up here. I'll put it down there tonight and see how it goes. Tick a fit. That's what I'm running here. Ah! Too small. Alright. I have the chat open, so feel free to throw in any questions, comments. I'll be here for the next, the test itself. I'm doing the extended one, so probably looking at about 45 minutes for the actual test. If you want to see me suffer, it'll be near the end where we do some over and unders, 350 and 450 watts for 20 seconds. It's not too much suffering, but it's more than normal. More than just the Direto today, not the Direto X. The Direto has always given me very good numbers, so I'll stick with a good thing and a known thing for now. About there? We'll try that. On. It should come up in a sec. We'll see how that goes. That looks a little weird having that on, but it is a little weird riding bikes indoors on the internet. There we go, tick a fit. I also have the sterzo on today, so I can ster. Tick a fit. Done. Okay, so we have everything hooked up via Bluetooth. Again, another test of Bluetooth for everything. We want to try and make everything Bluetooth here. Okay, we are good. God, there are a lot of people online. Look at that. That's brilliant. There are tons. Let's drop some ride-ons. Get a little closer there. Okay, so what I'm running tonight, I'm not going to reveal which power meter. That's in an upcoming video. But what I have is 3 head units. One for one power meter, one for another power meter, and one for the trainer. I've already zeroed them, so I'm going to hit start on that, start on that, start on that. We have 3 head units recording at 1 second intervals. All power meters have been zero offsetted. And we are go. Make sure the chain's on. Not Apple TV, this is on Windows 10. Still putting the Windows 10 test of Bluetooth to the sword. Welcome along. No hill climbs tonight. This should be a little easier on my knees, I hope. I'll load up the erg in a second. We're doing a 10-minute warm-up, which should take us to the top of the climb through Titans Grove. Brilliant warm-up for a trainer, because Titans Grove does that. And that really warms a trainer up. It's just like resistance on, resistance off, resistance on, resistance off. Which gets things good to go. Never have much drift on this power meter, or sorry, on this trainer anyway, so I'm just sticking to the protocol. Okay, yeah, no, Klaus, not heading to the Alp. Is it the IQ squared pedals? That's a good question. That is a good question. All will be revealed soon, I hope. And I'm only showing the one power meter here tonight. So what you're seeing on screen is the trainer, and it's the controllable trainer. So that is Zwift's source of truth. Whether it's right with the power meters or not, it doesn't really matter. That's if Zwift says 250 erg, it will send that to the trainer, and the trainer is doing 250, whatever that may be, based on the other 2 power meters. It doesn't matter. That's what we line up later on. How's fatherhood treating you? Asks Paul. Really good. Max is an absolute little gem. He is going. He was 8 months yesterday, so things are going well. Alrighty. Now, I'm gonna get psyched up just to do the warm-up. Does anybody know where Geraint Thomas is? Which course is the G riding the bike on? Because the stream they've got up over on Facebook is just him on. It's weird. There's no sound or anything. It's kind of weird. I need a rest. How about tomorrow night we go for the wheels again? If everyone's around tomorrow night and the night after and the night after that because of the lockdown, we'll see. I think tomorrow might be a good shot for the wheels. Alrighty, yeah, not a great stream. Is there something wrong with the stream? Just let me know. All looks okay here for me at 60 frames a sec. I've got a green light to YouTube. Everything looks fine. Apologies if the quality is bad. Let me just check everything. Stream health. Stream is healthy. Stream is excellent. No data. If you're having issues with the stream, oh, about G. Sorry. I've always. Cool. Okay. Thank you. I get a bit paranoid. It's hard to do a loop back of streaming and checking on the stream and then making sure the stream is okay. I try and do a bit of work with making sure the audio is good, hence this new little microphone just here, which should be away from the fans and everything else. G's riding Watopia. Okay, we might come past him. Let me get stuck into this warm-up or else I'll never get this done. I can sit here and talk all night. Hey, it's not the sock color. Check out, seriously, before I even get stuck in it, check out the wheels. Ready? Have a look at these beasts. What a setup. Look at this. I have pink wheels, pink hat, pink socks. I reckon that looks awesome. They're the wheels from the safety bike. I purchased those for 750,000 drops. So my drops from last night have really dropped a little bit. Pink wheels though, how cool is that? Pink nails, Klaus, maybe. If there was an option for pink nails, I'd do it. Needs a pink jersey. Do we go a pink jersey? All right. The crowd has spoken. Have I got a Giro to tell? Oh, that's a salmon jersey. Salmon swimming the wrong way. Hey, level 20 kit. That put a smile on my face. Let's go. Matchy, matchy. Hey, Hollywood would be proud. Look at this. I don't mind the white bike either. Everyone happy with that? That's the one. Let's do it. I think that looks cool. That looks nice. That'll stand out in a bunch ride. Alrighty. Only some bikes you can change the wheel color on. And this one was a nice, like, plain bike that you can move the slider. Anyway, the small things. The small thing. Vaughn says I need some new kit IRL. What's wrong with my 8-year-old kit? It's good, isn't it? Right, let's get this warm-up done, and then I'll get into the questions. It's going to be another 10 minutes. E on the keyboard here to pull up erg for erg mode. We've got a few little tests here. Here's the Lama Lab Test. I'll just run you through it quickly on this screen here. 10 minutes free ride into 1 minute where I stop and calibrate, zero offset everything. 10 minutes at 200 watts, 10 minutes at 250. Trying to keep things nice and balanced. I do a sprint there at the end to try and just get some maximal sprint. It depends where I am on course because it rips me into sim mode. Can be difficult on a downhill. But I'd try and do a maximal sprint just to get the spike of the power meters. 4 minute free ride and then the fun, the overs and unders. On, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. There's also a little section there at the end which is a flywheel speed test for trainers. That's not applicable tonight. My FTP is set to 341, that's what it was years ago when I made this test. And tests were based on, well, the workout were based on the percentage of your FTP. Workouts can now be based on absolute watts, so it doesn't matter what my FTP is. I haven't updated the Lama Lab Test for this yet. Enough about that, let's get stuck into it. You can see there the companion app now switches me over to workout mode. Still in sim for this section. I've custom coded this one, so I have a combination of sim, flat ride. I did have it showing average watts on screen, but I'm not sure what happened to that. That's disappeared. Nicholas, you got a flow for £150. Not bad. Good pickup if you've picked that up recently. Let me see if my G'day script works. It does. There we go. So that one on the stream deck, I can press a button. It'll type G'day and then do a wave. But yeah, it just looks like I'm talking to myself, so that's going to be a bit weird. No, Paco, no restream at the moment. Just streaming to one single service for now. Tim Parker, you've got a Chinese base. Oh, hang on, let me... Oh, you've got a Chinese-based spider power meter in the sweepstakes. Whoosh, whoosh. Okay. Someone's got their eye on my Instagram or Facebook. Playing the long game. No, it's been a few months since I've got those. Direto's already been tested. The Direto is my control. It's a baseline. It was again one of the closest trainers in the lineup here, so I know the accuracy is good with the OTS, the optical torque sensor on this. Von asks, which route am I riding? Von, I'm doing the Quash Quest, but I will be turning at the desert to do the flats. So it's a set route, but I will manually change. Dom picked up a Drivo for £220. Yes. That's a deal. Von is going to come join. Okay, Von, I'd suggest you clip in pretty quick because we're going to be hitting 250. We're doing a full 10 minute at 200 and 10 minute at 250. So here you go. Now Von has the luxury of jumping on the kicker bike. So I'm trying to convince Von to do a follow-up review of the kicker bike. We'll see. We'll see. She's been riding it quite a lot, more than me. Brett Lancaster, how you doing, mate? Cheers for jumping into the chats. Always makes my time go a little quicker when there's good banter. Ben is correct. I'm in a room going nowhere, talking to myself, waving virtually and yelling g'day into the ether. So no, Nick, not doing the NHS ride. No, just gotta. This is technically work, I guess. I've got to collect some data for this power meter. Looking at the data number. Oh, happy days. It's only the warm up. Tom Shaw picked up a Gen 1 kicker for £200. Mate, they've been going for, somebody said, well above retail. So, yeah, well done on that. There are some serviceable parts on the Gen 1. The inner shims, the belt can be replaced. So if you've got one in pretty good nick, then you're going to do well. Joran, how are we doing? Greetings back from Australia. What power meter, Andrew Ryan? Stay tuned, stay tuned. All will be revealed tomorrow if I can get a good quality stream of data tonight. Yeah, I think I saw that Gen 1 kicker, Ben, that somebody had put $1,300 Australian on. I had a comment typed and then I just backspaced it. I think my comment was something like, that's what I paid about 6 years ago. Hang on, 2014. Yeah, 6 years ago. Alrighty. Now I started the warm up a little later, so it'll go beyond the climb here, but this is more warming up for me, I think. When's Max getting another brother or sister? We haven't finished building Max yet. We have to make sure we get the first one right. Kicker 18 for $400 on Gumtree. As if that's not hot. I'd still get it. Max is getting a little sister. All pink. No. I just needed to match my pink tires. The first one is never right. I'm trying to look at the power meter numbers, but there's not much I can do about them. Von is joining. Von, give me 1 minute to get to the top. Oh, she joined me on the hill. I'll go easy to the hill. We're almost at the top anyway. Everyone's going to put out 4 watts a kilo. Awkward. Hunt wheels are going well. Due for a review soon. There goes Von. Bam. But I've been indoors a lot lately. Alright. Now Von will be on the Kicker bike via Bluetooth on an iPad. I better give Von a ride on, hey. Get that drop. Here we go. Okay, happy days. We're good. Von's on Apple TV. Look out. That will be Apple TV Gen 4. Because I've got the 4K one just here. Sorry, Von. We're all in pink. Look at this. Von's flexing with the Tron bike. Oh, it's all happening. This is good. Alrighty. No, Andrew, Veronica's not in the pain cave. There's not enough room. Well, there is, except my junk just takes up most of the pain cave. Veronica's in the dining room, which is where something like the Kicker bike belongs. It's a beautiful bit of kit. Okay, 2 minutes. That's a pretty decent warm-up. The 10-minute warm-up was designed around a wheel-on trainer, and not so much a fluid trainer. We don't see those anymore. More so the wheel-on stuff that I do or have done. There hasn't been a lot of those recently. Too cold in the garage, Dan. No, it's never too cold. Put some leg warmers on and get spinning. So there's the warm-up almost done. You can see the full workout over there on the side of the screen. I don't know left from right at the moment because I look at it backwards. We have 1 minute of free ride coming up where I step off the bike. We'll zero both on bike power meters. They shouldn't drift. There's been no changes. They've been in this room for a few hours to account for any major temperature changes. I zeroed them just before I started streaming today. But it's just one of those things where I give them the best chance to be accurate. I've also torqued down the chainring bolts again today to spec. They were a little looser. It's probably one thing I need to do. I haven't encountered that on any of the Quark power meters though. Usually you just torque those down and the bolts grip. So there's a hint it's not a Quark. I will have Von joining me for the spin wheel probably tomorrow night. People said they missed Von's reaction to the spin wheel the first time up, and Von let out an almighty "ah" and then laughed her head off at me, which was deserved. Von's going to level up on this ride. Nice one. Okay, Von, I'm just about to head through an archway here, and I'm going to stop. So if you want to slow down. Garmin are heavily discounting the Vario radar. Have I heard anything about a new version? That's interesting. That's interesting. Oh, look. Topic change. Calibrate trainer. Oof. Okay. Backwards pedal. 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock for the cranks. Pedals doesn't really matter. We will zero this one. It says calibrate isn't the right term. It is zero. But it's what Garmin and most power meter company or head unit companies have adopted to calibrate. I will be discussing calibration in my video of this power meter. It's an interesting tale. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Or a cheap power meter, apparently. Not one that works out of the box. We'll see how we go today. Okay, zeroed and zeroed. Happy days. This is probably not the most exciting stream to watch, but it should be the most accurate. Okay. We are good. There goes the dinosaur. Alrighty. Van Rensburg, NTT Pro Cyclist coming behind me at 4.6 watts a kilo. I won't be hitting that. Okay, rolling out. And mid cassette on the back, 39 on the front. Over 28 on the back of this, I think. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are good. And we are in for the spin. Come on, there we are. I usually do Lama Lab tests over Ant Plus. So this is going to Bluetooth now. I'm collecting the data over Ant Plus. Interesting. Alrighty. So here's the long haul. This is the easy part, 250. It's a bit of a slog for 10 minutes this time of night. Vari Radar, I haven't heard anything. They're probably due for a new one though. Given the popularity, and if they're discounting, we'll see. Have I done a video on showing my Zwift YouTube streaming environment? Not that specific setup, no. I've done the streaming basics, which cover most of the setup, or the basics of what I do. YouTube is a little difficult to schedule things. Hang on, we've got to give Pro Riders right ons. Yeah, hey, wait for it, he'll get a g'day. Oh, then he disappears. He's behind me now. Okay. If I have this screen up, I can see where Von is up ahead. It's nice and stable. Where the hell do we get a trainer at the moment in Australia? David, jump on Buy Swap Sell Road Cycling, maybe triathlon forums, Gumtree. You may not find anything new at the moment. Secondhand, pre-owned is probably the way to go. Yeah, as Ben has just commented, yeah. Llama couch is a good idea because we're not driving very far at the moment. I need to do a llama unboxing of my plaque from YouTube for the 100,000 subs. We sailed straight past 110 last night. So I think it's probably a good time to finally open that 100,000 plaque or award they've sent over. I had my eye on that number for a long time. And then when it came and went, it was like, okay, cool. So I might cover a bit of history of the channel, history of my cycling, and a few of the key moments on the channel. There've been a few. And just the challenges along the way, I guess. 1 million subs next. If the people start taking up indoor cycling like they have, it will be 1 million subs. It's going well. But I think early on, 3.5 years ago, I was telling my story of where I've come from time trialing, and I did a few workouts that I used, and I think there's a few ways that I've applied Zwift or indoor cycling to my racing, and that's sort of gone to the side a little bit now because it's all about technology and I'm not racing. But somebody said the other day, okay, turning left here, if anybody, Von, I'm turning left. Hopefully Von got the memo. Oh, I'm going left. If you want to do a U-turn, Von. Bye, Von. Oops. Guess he's in the doghouse tonight. Triathlon relay? Maybe if one comes up. Power meter testing should only be done with Marstein wheels for sure. Pretty happy with what I'm seeing. Baseman Dudge, you swapped your 28 for a 32 and climbed it for the first time. Nice work, mate. On the Neo at 100%. All right, well done. That is brilliant work. That's a long hike, regardless of how fast you're going up that climb. That's a long climb. Would I ever get back into racing? Maybe. I do miss it. I obsessed over it a little bit too much though, I think, especially when it came to the aero stuff. If you think going into lockdown now is hard, oh, the stream's going a bit weird. Sorry, we might have some interwebs interference. Going into quarantine is almost what I did before every big race anyway. Try to keep clear of people so as not to get sick. And all the reduced calorie intake that it requires. Sorry, Vaughn. Hey, Vaughn, I can do a U-turn and try and catch up. So I'll do that now. I'm going to swap back to map. I'm going to do a U-turn. Sorry if anybody's riding with me. That doesn't affect the power or anything. Because I'm in erg, I don't get any of the gradient changes. That takes those all away. Jonathan, the thumbs up took about 8 minutes. Okay, so what I should be able to do here is backtrack to where I was and see Von on the map. So I'll try and do a few things at once here. And when I see Von, I should be able to do a U-turn. But by the time I catch Von, it's pretty much time to do the 250 watt. Best climb to Everest on Zwift. Best climb? Okay, here's Von. I'll anticipate she's got a bit of speed. I'd have to say up the Zwift. Or maybe Epic Com without the radio tower. How are we going, Von? 29, 28, 27. If Von goes harder now, she'll catch me. Camera 6, here we go. The Kicker Snap, probably the best wheel-on trainer out there. Here we go, Von, go, go, go! And knowing Zwift physics, you'll shoot straight past. No tubeless. I only run tubeless when the tyre is brand new. I just have a hell of a time trying to maintain fix or put more sealant in, or yeah, with tubeless is a problem child. I understand its purpose and its benefits, but I've got limited time during the day. And I can throw a tube in a minute. Isaac from Hong Kong, how are we doing? What is the worst wheel-on trainer? I have to say, probably a tin of baked beans with a nail and 2 bits of wood. Probably still work, but probably a bad trainer. As for what's commercially available, I'm not sure. There's some pretty bad direct drive trainers though. We know that. Hey, Lancaster, 11 years old. Ripping turns in the front at 8 watts. Look out. He's gone. All right, 1 minute, we're going to step up to 250. And my talking might be a little bit reduced. YouTube is one of my full-time jobs. It's where you'll see the result of a lot of things that I do. But it's not 24/7 just YouTube. There's other things I'm involved with. Go Vaughn. Nice one. Now Vaughn should have had a good workout in. We're 20 seconds off stepping up to 250. Trying to keep my left-right balance nice and stable, keeping cadence right where I need it. This is the same protocol that I use extensively for the Shimano power meter testing. Sean's been running a sumo. I'm guessing you mean a suito or a suito? Where is Vaughn? On my wheel. All right, Vaughn, time to step it up, 10 minutes. Now, one thing I've learnt from Vaughn is how to fight. I'd be surprised if she gets dropped. Because Vaughn can fight. Vaughn can hold a wheel very, very well. When Vaughn was racing with her national level team, she was training with Slane and I, and was doing very well. Oh, it's a little bit dropped. Oh, might be some yo-yo effect. Lancaster's putting everyone to the sword. Oh, Zumo, yeah. Sean, that's awesome to hear that the Zumo's going well. That was a surprise trainer for me. Budget trainer, power estimator, and it worked really well. As you do, Vaughn gets on the front. Good job, Vaughn. What's Slane up to? I think he's been on the gravel bike recently. Unfortunately, we won't be doing any content because we have restrictions of travel and everything, so. Lancaster, dude, woo! Go on. Okay. How do we manage to lose weight and maintain it, Stefan? Race weight is a cruel beast. It's all about just food. You can ride all day, but it's all about your food and types of intake. And walking through the supermarket, not picking up the foods that you want to eat. Whew. All right, last little section of the steady state for the Lama Lab Test. Thanks for tuning in. This is where it all happens for power comparisons. We're not too far off. Now at the end of this, when I'm completely drained, I try and sprint. Try is the word. Vaughn's not in the same room, no. Vaughn has to stream me to see what's going on. The armband, ticker fit. Though today a number of Polar heart rate monitors arrived. I haven't used Polar for 15 years. It's been a long time. Polar now supporting Bluetooth and dual Bluetooth, which means it'd be good to try out on this configuration through to Windows Direct, Apple TV. It was the highest live streaming figures, Lee, yeah. I think everybody wanted to see me fail at getting those wheels. And I delivered in the failure. We'll be back. Power numbers jumping around quite a bit on screen there because erg doesn't have smoothing. So even if you select 3 seconds average on Zwift, that doesn't kick in on erg. Now you'll see my heart rate climb. A wheel off trainer will typically always be a better experience than a wheel on. Go Vaughn, good job. Wahoo by default have erg smoothing on. Well, it's not even smoothing, it's technically, smoothing for me is a 5-second average or a 10-second average. Wahoo smoothing is artificial watts. It reports the set point rather than reports the watts that's doing. So it's fake watts. And you can switch that off. That's the first thing that I do. That's one thing that I made a comment on with the Kicker bike. It had erg fake watts on, or set point watts I guess you'd call it, and no option to turn it off. In the later firmwares they changed that to give us real power. Best and worst thing about being a parent? The best thing is the smiles and the giggles. Worst thing is the early mornings, man. That kid is a sparrow. He's up with the sunrise, sometimes before. Oh really, my heart rate drops if I take a sip of water. I should just hook a hose up. I'm cooked. Though I have a better cadence than last night's stream. Good job, Vaughn. That's awesome. So you can see here the slipstream does work on Zwift. Vaughn's locked in. And we are pink themed. Vaughn won't be able to answer at the moment. She'll have to shout her answer to me. Because I think she's working pretty hard. Alright, 3 minutes to go. So the next part of this test is to rip into a really spiky sprint. Probably about 5 seconds of sprint or so. Do I record all device data while riding on Zwift? Yes. So I have. Vaughn's still typing. Got the gloves on level up. Yeah, it's that's karma. Nice one. Alright. My chat's going to be a little reduced for a sec. Max is on his big boy bed. He's in the cot. How do I record all the data? I've got 3 head units here set to indoor mode and they're on Amp Plus. Wahoo kidder, yeah. Max is the 2019 edition. $28 BPM. You're a crocodile. Okay, 2 minutes for a short sprint. It's not going to be pretty. Anaconda, no, this is absolute watts that I set to. It's not based on my FTP. Well, the workout is, but it's the numbers that I need. You torture yourself not eating what you like. Yeah, pretty much. So a few grumpy nights going to bed hungry. If you've got a big race coming up, like in the distant future, you can't do that too near a competition. Alright. Vaughn uses the draft power up. We see you, Vaughn. Vaughn sets a PB for that section. There's the confetti. Oh, I did. Alright. You watch my heart rate jump up just in anticipation of the sprint. It's funny. Happens every time. Okay, the best part about this is this short sprint and then it's chill for 4 minutes. Alrighty. 1100 is what I aim for these. We'll see. Haven't got my sprint on for a while. Okay, up in the gear. Spin it up in erg. It's going to drop to sim now. Bit undergeared for that, but it should give us a spike. Then I ride it down rather than just coast. All right, we're chill time now. Bit too short on the sprint, but I already have some sprint data for this, so that's not too bad. Okay, 3 minutes 30. Did my heart rate rise just before this? It did too. You can see on the graph there, just my anticipation, knowing what was coming. The heart rate went up. It's an interesting mental game. Raoul, how are we doing? Okay, that's the steady state stuff. Now, coming up in 3 minutes is the over and unders. No ALP today, no. Just data. The over and unders aren't too bad. It's about being smooth through the erg changes. Erg mode is off at the moment. It's on for the intervals with wattage. Wow. It's harder than I thought. No, I've been very lucky for niggles and knee pain. I've broken a hip, I've broken 4 collarbones, opened up my elbow, multiple crashes as you get racing and falling off. No ongoing problems though, which is just really handy, which is why I think I did okay throughout my racing career. There's no rebuilds other than broken bones, but they're relatively straightforward. Knees and really bad niggles, you can have ongoing problems. Not sure, Von's up the road, she's gone. Ali Mac, these are the safety wheels for the safety bike that I've put on the, what bike am I on? Cervelo. There's actually a, what's the slide? There's a slider there at the top to see how close I've gone in on the camera or not. See the vertical line there? You go out and in. It's interesting. Whew. Oh, where's that time gone? We've got a minute to go before we have to get back to work. The So Pink. Yeah, it looks good. I like it. Best GPS computer for the money. The top end ones are expensive. Cliff Bar Hook Lock. Look at how many riders are on. That's amazing. We'll have to hunt down Garrett Thomas and find out where he is. There'll be a massive bunch around Garrett. Alright, coming up for this section of the Lama. Yeah, the Lama Lab Test is a good workout, which is my only workout at the moment. Other than that damn hill for those wheels. This section here is over and unders. 20 seconds. Anything shorter than 15 can be troublesome for erg. 20 is about the sweet spot for things to stabilize. Alright, cliff bar done, just in time. Same gearing as before, center cassette, small chain ring. Spin up the cadence I need. There we go. See, that definitely took its time to stabilize there. That's not doing much. There we go. $350. Okay, where did Von go? Did you go straight, Von, or turn? We're doing Titans again? Bye, Von. We'll do Titans again. Okay, there's 350, and we are done. Back to 150. I'll try and keep the cadence about the same, and just ride through those erg changes. $350 again. Keeping it nice and balanced on the pedals. Alrighty. Not too bad. A little bit over and under there. You can see that in the waveform. Now the fun ones. 450. What would I change about pro racing? The business model of the whole thing. It's corrupt and unfair. $450. Come on. Nice and smooth. Looking good. Boom. All right, back to 150. $20 seconds is easy to do a hard effort for. Ask me to do that for 5 minutes and I'll be in the box. 450. Last one. Riding into it with a cadence. 50-50 balance where I can. There's still spider webs on this bike. We have flying spiders here at the moment. There's one thing that's going to keep you indoors. It's flying spiders. And done. All right. Now these are the sections that I grab with the mouse and dive into on my reviews. That's what they look like in real life. And we're back to sim mode. Heart rate lag you see down there. A really good example of the difference between putting out power and the response to doing that power. You can see my heart rate doesn't even come up until almost the start of the second interval. Oh, my arm's gonna get chopped off. Just down here. And it's not dropping down till well after I finished the last one. Alrighty. Now we're done for now. We have to go find Veronica. Von, whereabouts are you? Lancaster, we're going to spin around. So... Apologies if you've missed that. We're going to go back and find Von. Von killed a spider with a kicker bike power supply tonight. As you do. I mean, it's Australia. There's going to be spiders. I hope the power supply was okay. I'm not too worried about the spider. We have many of those. I'm trying not to kill a spider for this ride tonight. Bones is right on. Alright, now, to make sure I don't miss Von. There she is. I'm coming back, Von. Von, I'll get you to do a U-turn and we'll go into town. We'll go for a ride past all the Zwift newbies. We'll go find the Zwift newbie bunch and see how many are sitting there on the start line. There should be heaps. Von bricked the spider. She tried to firmware updated. Okay. So Von, if you U-turn now... Oops, I'm going to skip that part. That's not part of what I need. But here's the test. All looking good. What do we get to? 1191 and then the overs and unders. That all looks cool. So I'm going to collate all that later on. Von, where have you gone? Redbacks are not rare, more white tail. Von's going the wrong way. Von, would you like to ride back into town? I'll just pedal easy. Oh, up a hill. Yeah, sure, Mike. The kicker snap. All Wahoo trainers, smart trainers, will have erg mode smoothing on for erg mode smoothing on. I was going to say for erg, that's redundant. Which means if you're in erg mode in anything, if you say, okay, do 300 watts, instead of the trainer measuring the power and reporting what power you're doing, you tell the trainer to do 300 watts and the trainer just says, okay, I'm doing 300. I don't care what I'm actually doing. I'm doing 300. It'll give you a flat line. It won't jump around, as you saw here on the graph below there. So those on a smooth Wahoo trainer would be just straight digital squares like this. You can switch that off with the Wahoo Fitness app. If you have a look, if you just search up Gplama Wahoo Smoothing or Gplama Kicker Smoothing here on YouTube, I have a video on it and I show you the differences in real time and show you where to flip that setting. You will get power that jumps around a little more, but that's more real power than the set point power. Oh, here comes Von. Von, I'll wait up for you if you just want to roll. I have to do one short hard effort though. So, actually I can't really do it here, it's too variable. So that's what smoothing is. So smoothing can be either averaging with 3-second power, 5-second power, 10-second, and you'll get that on head units and things. I always use 3-second power, 3-second smoothing. But for the Wahoo smoothing, it is, a number of trainers do it, it's not just a Wahoo thing. Turning left to Ocean Boulevard. What happened to those wheels? I ran over some bubble gum. Kids these days, spitting their bubble gum out. It was hubba bubba. Haven't got the wheels, Ben. Haven't got the wheels. Might be back tomorrow night. We'll see how the schedule goes. Your feed is on delay. I'm sorry, Vaughn. I have this set to lower latency, but not real time. I think the quality is a little worse. The Elite trainer that I'm testing tonight is the the first model Direto. The trainer's been tested. We know it's pretty good for what it does. I'm using it as the baseline to test my other 2 power meters that I have on. I'm just going to go to the other end of the bridge and back, Von, for a short hard effort that I need to get. They're around 300 and something watts, but I'll be back. I'm not taking off. Oh, 300, 400. We'll split it in the middle. Probably a little noisier with that. Working hard. Who's my favourite tuber? I got a few I follow. Alright, we'll go back to Vaughn. Beautiful. All right, last little bit there is just to collect some sim mode data. With the variances there, you see it a little bit jagged. We'll see the 3 power meters hopefully line up close enough through that section there. I don't believe we have funnel web spiders here. We have most of our spiders are called 4-letter names. That aren't their official name, but we usually just call them 4-letter names. I haven't heard from Maven for a while. I saw his video yesterday though. He's got some news to share. Some happy news to share with everyone. So if you want to check out Maven's channel, I won't give it away. But Maeve looks to be doing well. What kind of software do I use to do this kind of YouTube stream? I'm using OBS. OBS studio. Von, we're going downtown. Downtown. We have funnel webs, do we? Okay. What don't we have? What's up in Sydney? What are the Sydney spiders? Oh, sorry, somebody asked about the heart rate strap. I can go either way. I've always worn a chest strap, always, from years and years ago. I mentioned earlier on, Polar have sent over a few of their new units for me to have a look at. I've used Polar, that's what I first started with collecting data on in cycling. So it's interesting to go back to Polar. So I'll be trying those out in a few days. Oh, sorry, Von, I've taken off and Von's gone the other way. I'm the worst. I will go back and join Von. No, she's turned around too. It's all getting a bit confusing. I will just pedal softly now that I've done all that work. Where are you, Von? Maybe I should set Von up in the Lama Lab next time, then I'll be able to see where she is. If I walked away from everything at the moment, what would I want to do, Paul? That is a real possibility, given that I'm talking about YouTube. If YouTube deletes the channel or disappears or their service goes away. My education and degrees in IT. There's a bit of that happening at the moment, so that's where things are at. What do I use as a baseline power meter? Tonight will be the Direto. We know the Direto is pretty good. Here comes Von. Sorry, Von. I'll wait for Von. Eat ice cream. I think we're out of ice cream. Hey, Kevin from the UK. Hope you're well, mate. Thanks for dropping into the chat. If I've missed any questions, feel free to ask again. It's not annoying at all. If you don't just keep hammering me with the same question until I see it. So I do apologise if I haven't got to it. Where's Von? Where's Von? 9 seconds back. So we're going to ride past where everybody first spawns. Oh, so to finish the question off about my live stream setup, have a look at the video that I did the other day. Which is about live stream basics, how to stream your ride live. That wasn't this particular room, but it was everything that I use in the room as a basic. If I was to show everybody as an introduction to streaming what this setup looks like, it'd be a little overwhelming. I have things everywhere. 700 people on the ride at the moment, are they? They're on the G ride. That's a good little bunch. We recorded another Zwiftcast today. We're on the weekly now for the Zwiftcast, given everything is very busy. So the Zwiftcast should be out in a few hours. Simon is on with the publication of that. Look how many people are here. This is unreal. Back in my day, there were 7 or 9 people on Jarvis. And you'd make an instant friend, and there's still some people in the channel, in the chat, or on my Strava who I met because there was just nobody else on Zwift. This is awesome to see. I'll get that red mark off the... Tips on pacing a flat 20 to 30 minute TT. Oh, they're good ones. You've just got to set a benchmark and then see how you go. Break it up into sections. Never go out way too hard in the first. You can lose a time trial in the first quarter. You'll never win a time trial in the first quarter. So yeah, split it up. Chunk it, like the memory, like cognition things. So here's all the noobs. All the people we're just riding past there. They're all people setting up, ready to do their introduction to Zwift. Oh, I'm going to go past them. That was never a thing. That has no other season or trainer season has that been a thing where there was just a big grouping of people. Von, feel like going for a lap around the volcano? If you want to spin the legs. Cyclops Hammer not connecting to the Saris app for the firmware update. Any suggestions, Eric? Yeah, Eric, turn everything off and turn Bluetooth off on your phone, turn your Apple TV off, turn everything off, including the trainer. Turn the trainer on, turn Bluetooth back on your phone, and then connect to it. Typically what happens is, because those trainers only have one single Bluetooth connection, as soon as something connects to it, that Bluetooth connection then disappears. It goes out of advertisement mode and nothing else will see it. So if your Apple TV is grabbing that, or your Android phone is grabbing that connection, or something else is grabbing that Bluetooth connection before you pull out the mobile, you'll never see it. Make sure you don't pair the Bluetooth as a system pairing. Look at all these people, this is insane. Right on, everyone. With sporting peripherals or hardware that we use here for this game and this training area, I guess you'd call it, Volcano Von. None of it needs to be system paired, like a set of headphones. So, for example, the AirPods need to be paired as a speaker, as a system pairing, and then music works for the whole system. For trainers and everything, it's application pairing. Bluetooth Smart. Hey, Jason. G'day. So give that a shot. Typically that'll work 99% of the time. Even I encounter that. Sometimes even if nothing is connected and you're guaranteed that like nothing's connected, nothing's taking the connection, the Bluetooth device may be just in a connected mode and hasn't dropped the connection off. No bushfires near here, no. We're pretty good. There's bushland around here, but not like the other side of the state. Did I drop Von again? Von, are you still riding? Don't know. Well, back to me. Von, I heard a cry. I don't think Von's riding anymore. Zahia from Cape Town, how are we doing? Asiomas, yeah, default go-to, yeah, Asiomas are still working fine. The original set with the new set of bearings, 3 sets of Asiomas now. And yeah, they're pretty trustworthy. Every now and then I do a static calibration or a static test, and that always comes back saying, nope, nothing needs to change. They're within plus or minus a %. I don't know where Von is. I think I heard her on clip anyway. Caleb, I am well, mate. I am well. We've just done a Lama Lab Test. I've got a ton of data to go through, so just cooling the legs out. It's the second one I've done today. So we'll have a look at this data and see how it goes. And all going to plan, I'll get the video put together tomorrow. Did IQ Squared send me power meter pedals? IQ Squared have my address. IQ Squared have my address. $31K. I'll go through the volcano and just out the other side, get that drop down, and then we'll call it a day. Any recommendations for a saddle for indoor cycling? Saddles are really personal. As long as you've got the right width. Width can be saddles just used to be saddles, but now you can get widths and different lengths, cutouts. Definitely, I rather a cutout saddle and the shorter, stubbier one. So this is an S-Works. This would be the power saddle on this bike. I have the Cadex Boost on my other bike, which is a very similar shape. And then we have the Pro Stealth on the kicker bike. Again, all with good cutouts for the man bits. Cheers for dropping by, Paul. Thanks for the in-chat banter there. Did I have any other events or rides planned which were cancelled? Yeah, we were meant to go to Brisbane for a tour to Brisbane, or the Fondo ride for that. That got cancelled. We had a ride up in the Victorian High Country, up at Bright. We were going to go to. That was canned. Tax Neo 2 or Elite Direto 2. Whatever you can find at the moment, whatever's in stock. Wheel Quest tomorrow? I think so. I'm 50-50. You'll see it here. You'll see me go live if I do that. A complete bike beginner should start with for Zwift. Standard road bike? Yeah, sure. Look, you can Zwift on any bike. It depends on the trainer that you have. But you don't need a carbon bike or a light bike. As long as the gears change and the saddle's comfortable, that's all you really need, and as long as it's compatible with the trainer that you go for. A cheap roller. Matthias, rollers are a specialty item, I'd have to say. They're not for everyone. Anybody can ride a direct drive trainer. You can jump on, do what I'm doing now. I'm looking at my data, giving some rides on, looking at the chat. Rollers, it's 2 hands on deck and concentrating. Tim, typically if you select the trainer as the power source and the controllable, you'll have a better time in erg. Power match can work, but it can also add a delay in the feedback loop for the erg to stabilize. So I've always had better experiences or good experiences with the trainer as the power source and the erg control. That may be getting better, but for all the testing that I do, I usually use it 1-for-1. Set the trainer up as the power, and I have other power meters collecting data from elsewhere. Oh, and it rains. Come on, Zwift. I'm not sure about a new update to Watopia. I hope so. Everyone loves new worlds and new routes. I want to see some dirt. I'd love to see just a 40-kilometer loop that you could just drop into, or maybe a 40-kilometer loop out in the desert somewhere that goes over some hills, that has multiple trails, so you can just go and do some single track and just go and get lost out there. I reckon that'd be cool. We have enough tarmac to race on and enough different worlds, but yeah, I think that'd mix it up a bit. And we don't need to ride, like you can ride mountain bikes on a road bike. So on a road bike here, we get to ride mountain bikes or time trial bikes. There's nothing stopping us from doing some really pretty cool single trail stuff. Just, it's all virtual. That'd be cool. I'm not going up the Alp now, no. No, I'm going to spin out the legs until they come back alive on me. Is the NDA embargo hold-off list getting any longer, or are companies holding off sending things out? Well, obviously, Sea Otter isn't happening now. Sea Otter should be about now, so we should be in the US, but that's not happening. There's a few delays, but it hasn't been due. Some are due to the coronavirus, some aren't. But companies are still, the discussions that I've had, which is good to see, everything is still moving forward as if this is temporary. This is not, the demand for product will still be there next month, 2 months, 3 months, which is awesome. And I think that's the way business has to be. For now. Single track, see, there we go. It wouldn't get too busy. The first couple of days it might. JJ, trainer for someone just getting into Zwift mid-range. They're sold out worldwide, whatever you can grab a hold of. Pre-owned, second-hand, direct drive if you can find one. Oh, here comes Vaughn. Oh, wait up. But if you're looking to doing big Ks on Zwift, it's not wise to cheap out on a cheap trainer. You'll buy twice. Because if you get hooked on it and really like it, there goes Vaughn, bam! The best trainer that you can buy, that's pretty much the best one to go for. Or the most expensive one you can buy. The toppest of top-end ones. I'm not making any sense. I need some dinner. Devansh, how are we doing? Will the prices of road bikes rise or fall in Australia after lockdown? Man, prices of road bikes in the last couple of years have just done that anyway. Who knows? Who knows? I guess the market's there. I really want one of my favourite bikes, or the favourite road bike that I've had was my S-Works SL4. That was a team bike that I raced for years. I really want an S-Works tarmac disc. They just look awesome. Quick Step, sorry, DeKernick. Quick Step had them over at Tour Down Under this year. Oh, beautiful looking bike. Love those things. I'd love one of those, but they're expensive. Okay, H1 is underreporting cadence compared to Garmin cadence sensor with a companion, asks Charles. Charles, the way the H1 will report cadence is based on your power curve. So if you're really smooth, it should be accurate. If you're going up and down simulated hills, it won't be able to spot those oscillations in cadence. I have a video on this of how smart trainers calculate cadence. I think I've done it with the Neo. Might be the Drivo. I'm not sure. If you just search up Gplama Smart Trainer Cadence or Gplama Cadence, it should pop up there. I have all the documentation on one of the websites, but you'll find some trainers are really bad when sim drops off and there's no resistance. It can't tell where the power waves are with each pedal stroke, so it can't then calculate your cadence. But if you're in, say, Von will go back downtown. Let's see if Von hits the arrows. She can see my arrows. If you do just a steady state ride, put it in, say, 150 watt erg and are really smooth on the pedals, they should be 1 for 1. And that will tell you whether it's just the calculations of the trainer or not. Some of the trainers, like the H3, does the same thing, have firmware updates that help out with all of that. Bye, Von. I'm the worst ride partner ever. Is Von gone? Yeah. Okay, we'll go back down the hill into town and we're done. We're done. It's been a good cool down. Good questions too. I appreciate those coming through. Do I think somebody with no bike experience really Zwift would be good for fitness and leisure? Would Zwift be good for somebody with no bike experience? Yeah, for sure. It's a cardio activity, so it's all about the lungs. You'll get super fit. You won't fall off your bike on Zwift. But you can set goals, and that's, I guess, what it's all about. 5 minutes for me looking at the wall indoors on a bike is boring. 50 minutes watching this is heaps of fun. It's all what you make of it. Why does Zwift read 4 to 10 watts under anyway all the time? No. Zwift reads what it's given, right? It's what it's given. My words aren't coming out right, just like something reads that low. No, Zwift doesn't do any manipulation of data. Maybe the smoothing, like here's what you're seeing there, is 3-second smoothing, but it records every second. Future of steering on Zwift. I have the Sterizo on. I'd like to see it for racing. I'm not sure free mode steering or free... Yeah, complete freedom was the answer. People would be just steering off and crashing everywhere. Maybe veering, maybe selecting lines. And giving people different speeds, calculated speeds based on the line they choose. Adding a bit more skill to it. Rather than making it a Gran Turismo or a Forza or something like that. So maybe just veering. But opening up steering, if they implemented something like that, you could then have a track, obviously, because you can bank the track and then cut down. Look at those people in the rain. And then crosswinds. Zwift needs crosswinds. Zwift needs environments. Like, we've got rain here, but that's... I don't think you go any faster or slower in the rain. It's just visual. But if you had crosswinds, that would change a race. It would change race tactics. It would change attack points. It would change teamwork. So if you had crosswinds and steering, echelons, who doesn't love a good echelon? If you're in the front group, if you're in the back group, or on the back of an echelon, you do not like echelons. But that's the fun about it. There is so much that could be done. The technical side of that, though, would be very, very hard to implement. But yeah, I see steering opens up a door to a whole new world and a whole new set of functions that could be added for game mode, race mode, you name it. In Mario Kart, you steer to click bananas. Braking on downhill, yeah. Would I recommend the kick a climb? Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things, and I think I've said that in my review, that if you have the climb and take it away, you want it back. Whether that means you should go get one or not, it's up to you. Okay, we'll go to 36k, 300 meters. Do I think Zwift will make the Worlds in Wollongong? I hope so, that'd be cool. I hope they have a lot of koalas though, and kangaroos and things. Maybe a few sheep. Actually, Richmond already, no, not Richmond, Yorkshire already has the sheep, doesn't it? They could reuse those pretty well. Rubber band effect. I'm not sure, Jack, how the rubber band effect or the group dynamics works for the physics there. Not across that. The feel of disc brakes compared to rim brakes. I love disc brakes. They're heavier, but the modulation and the consistency of disc, hydro disc, is just absolutely brilliant. All right, 36Ks, but we can't end on a minute, 1 hour 13, so we've got a 1 hour 14. The Zwift effect, we keep adding Ks. Current bike, I'm on just a giant TCR mechanical at the moment for the power meters that I have on. Not going to the comp. If Zwift did slow for the corners though, John, what would happen, and I see this in other platforms, people would sprint into the corners, which isn't what you do in a normal race. They would sprint through the corners and then they slingshot out once the algorithm takes the brakes off. So slowing people down into a corner isn't the full answer, unless you punish people for going full gas into a corner. I saw somebody race a crit on another platform, and it was hilarious how they were gaming the system that did exactly that. I do think it needs to be done, but just in a different way. We need to punish people who put 600 watts. There's a few runners on there too. You need to punish people who put out 600 watts through a corner, because in real life, you do that, you're on the ground. Power when braking should be wasted. Yeah, but there's always going to be a let go effect or a remove effect where people just sling forward. Quark versus a Neo, that's a whole can of worms. 5 to 10% higher, depends what gear you're in, depends on the drivetrain, depends on the protocol you're testing, depends on the power zones, depends on the Neo, depends on a ton of stuff. I do that a lot. You shouldn't see any more than a few percent difference on a good day. IQ Squared have my address. That's where we're at with IQ Squared. No knee issues, Dino. No, my knees have been pretty good to me over the years, so no experience there. And 37Ks, let's go downhill, 3 kilometers, let's go. That's one hell of a flywheel. Here's Von, how'd you go, Von? Apologies for turning the corners on you all the time.
I would have thought if I'm following a rider, it would then...
But I'm manually changing the route.
Yeah. But I thought it would
follow you want to stick? You want it to be sticky to my rear wheel? Yeah.
That's what I would have thought.
I have bubblegum wheels and they should have been sticky. No, I think it will follow the route that I've chosen. So I was... it was Quash Quest, I think it was.
Yeah.
How did you go? How did you go for my... Sorry, I'm going to interview Von here just off camera a little bit. Hopefully you can still hear Von. How did you go holding the wheel? Because it was 200, so Von held my wheel through the Lama Lab Test there at 200.
Yeah, fine.
That was alright. And then stepping up to 250?
Yep, that was fine. It was just trying to watch it on Apple TV then versus your phone, which was on delay, and then trying to work out...
Yeah, it's probably about a 15-second delay.
And then if I switched to the companion app to turn, then it would cut the audio on YouTube. So I could hear you if you were saying...
So you're saying that too much technology makes the experience really bad. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I have a video on how to make it simple. You need Apple TV 4K, and there's one just there that you can take for the next ride.
That's all good. Thank you for letting me join in.
That's all good. So we have some good data. We have 36. I keep clocking up the kilometres.
Alright, are you going to wrap it up soon?
I am. We're going to 38 kilometres, I think I said early on.
Sorry, I was in the other app. I didn't hear you.
No. I was gonna quit at the volcano, but the questions kept coming, and then I was on an hour 13. We can't stop on 13. That's going to be unlucky. like my ascent of the Alp to Zwift yesterday.
Yes, that was unlucky.
Hey, I wanted the helmet. Like, I mean, everybody needs a helmet indoors.
Well, you've got it now.
I don't need another one. So we'll go for the gloves tomorrow.
I see you're not wearing it today.
It's all in pink. That's all good. He said 40 kilometres from. No. We have to get some dinner. It's getting late. I do appreciate people joining along for this one. Not my standard. I don't think anything's my standard on this channel now. It's just whatever I can go live with and get out there. Well, I could kick a call with the climb or just the kick. Go the call with the climb. Yeah, for sure. Vaughn, call with the climb. The cause of.
I don't think I've ever. I've maybe ridden once with climb.
Okay, but the kicker bike you're on then was doing this.
Oh yeah. That's fantastic.
Yep. I'd go the call with the climb. 38 Ks. I better stop because I can go. If you've watched any of my other live streams, I can go for hours talking this stuff. It's all good. All right, we better go and do human things, like eat dinner and make sure Max is still okay. Tomorrow night, we'll see. We'll see how we go tomorrow night. I think I'm good. Well, we haven't got much else on anyway on the social calendar. We'll try. Not sure what trainer. I'll come up with what trainer we'll use. Just recorded the latest Zwiftcast episode with Simon and Nathan tonight. There's a few special guest appearances from Eric from Zwift Insider, where we discuss all things Zwift and riding and indoors and the segment things. What else did we talk about? Potatoes and the movie Ghost from 1990. If that doesn't make sense, tune into the Zwiftcast. It's all on there. All right, everyone, have a great morning, lunch, evening, wherever you are. And stay tuned. I'll be looking through this data tonight, and I'll see if I can get this video out tomorrow or the next few days. The Rotor Inspider has also shown up. I'm keen to see that. So Rotor's coming soon. Fitfile Zwiftcast. This is the Zwiftcast with Simon. So look out for the Zwiftcast. Simon, jump over to the Zwiftcast listeners Facebook page for that. And yeah, right on. All right, everyone. Patrick Swayze. I did. Unless you've listened to the video or listened to the podcast already, Patrick Swayze is mentioned. All right, everyone. Again, thanks for joining. I do love the banter. It makes the time go so much faster for me. And enjoy the questions. DC Ramika, you've missed out. We're off to have some dinner. All right, talk to everyone soon. Thanks for coming.